stop eating candies.
You know that before I woke up today, I had
a candy in the back of your mouth, and you're like, how did this get here?
No, I had an anxiety dream about doing the intro to this episode. Like, I was somewhere, and I was, like, trying to do the intro, and I kept messing it up. So, like, now we're
getting interrupted by us.
I had an anxiety dream, too, but...
I was what it was. But I was, and so I, like, when I do this one, I'm, like, I kept messing up Friday Night Movie. I kept messing up the words
Is
another.
it because you had a candy in your mouth that you couldn't stop eating into the microphone?
Maybe.
What are the candies that you're eating?
Try spit it out.
Reed's cinnamon.
So you're still on the cinnamon? You haven't learned a lesson? You're still. I thought you would have switched to like
at this point. Shame on you.
I'm not chewing them.
Do you have like how are your taste buds doing? Well, they're not very good to begin with.
Yet from this,
no.
Right?
What was that
cinnamon.
time somebody ate like a giant bag of wasabi peas and burnt off part of their
Dad?
tongue? Was that Dad? Was that me? No, that was Dad. He ate like a jumbo bag of wasabi peas and burnt off all his taste buds for like a few weeks.
I took the girls out to pizza the other day, and I burned the whole roof of my mouth. So like
again,
we know what happened to me multiple times.
Yeah, you got like those second degree.
I got second degree burns.
Oh, I'll tell you about that. Okay.
From the cheese.
That's a good thing for us to start with. Anyways,
I assumed we
the
had
cinnamon
started.
candies
This is
are
all
not
the
healthy.
cold open.
This is all the cold open. Okay.
We need to do like what's it called? Like morning. What? I can't think of it. Just go. I'm very tired.
You should have seen me have to go to the doctor to explain why I'd burnt myself.
Let's start there. Here we are, and welcome to a burning episode of the Friday Night Movie Podcast, because for some reason we're talking about pizza burns in our mouth, and that's what we were talking about before this episode. So we'll just start there. I had this...
Hazardous foods. That's what we're talking about. Hazardous foods. From cinnamon candies to burning hot pizza. So what should you avoid?
So I burned my mouth last week eating pizza, and that's one of the things I'm very. If anyone sees me eat pizza, I'm the biggest baby. I will sit and watch my pizza cool.
You don't like eating hot food.
It's been like a decade, at least 2 decades, since you've eaten a hot piece of pizza because you got that horrible burn once.
Yeah, and so
I don't know. I just thought that Shai likes all his food.
No, and I do like my food.
But it's from this time he burned his mouth so badly.
Well, why didn't I learn my lesson?
So. Well, I burned my mouth last week eating pizza, and that's why I'll eat pizza with a fork and knife sometimes, because then you can really cool down a piece. You can't cool down a piece of pizza in its full form. You have to break it up. So we were at our friend's house, and they made this unbelievable homemade pizza, and I was just gobbling it up.
I mean, like, I don't mean to be rude, but it wasn't better than my homemade pizza.
Now she's getting testy.
I'm not.
I'm
not comparing.
What
house were you at? Was it better than mine?
Becky wants their address. She was going to burn their pizza oven down.
It was a different style pizza.
I'm upgrading to a wood-burning pizza oven, just by the way. So let's check back in.
What kind of style? Sicilian?
No, it was more of like a thick, like pizza place kind of dough.
Okay, you can keep that.
No, not a deep dish, like a pizza place kind of dough. Becky does the very thin dough.
Oh, I love Becky's pizza. I can't even talk about it right now. Just ate lunch and I'm so hungry now.
So we have all this pizza, and I was just gobbling it up. The next day or two, I was like,
"Oh, this is a reheat." No, you didn't even notice.
I didn't notice, and then because we were also having ice cream, and we made.
Were you having ice cream?
Because they also made they made
Sorry, was your mouth hot and cold?
For the record, I also make homemade ice cream.
Homemade ice cream.
I also make homemade ice
cream. Cookie sandwiches. It was amazing.
I have made those before. That is the
thing
I
needs these people's like Social Security.
It feels a little bit like you and Allie are cheating on me.
This is 10 years ago. You did not live here. I've never.
I definitely met
this was last weekend.
I thought this was last weekend.
No. The one that I burned was at a restaurant this week. I'm talking about the original, the OG story.
Oh, the OG story.
Becky's like so upset about some story.
I mean, I was getting a little upset too.
You didn't even have children then, Becky. Like you weren't even making your pizzas for.
Yeah, you're right. I only really started my pizza journey. I would say it was like 8.
But wait, I'm more curious about the restaurant.
Wait, hold on. So just let me finish.
I feel like we're spending too much time on this.
The pizza, and so, but for a couple of days, I was like, Allie, I think I have gum disease. There's something wrong with me because I had this like burning, like anything that touched my mouth. So I went. I made a dentist appointment. I was like,
"Yep, I once went to the dentist over this."
I don't know what happened, but I think I have like a gum infection. You're gonna have to like do the
graft,
the surgery where they graft.
Yep.
And he looks in my mouth and he says, "Do you have pizza lately?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, you got 2nd-degree burns like all over the inside of your mouth."
Yeah.
And so
been there. Did not learn my lesson.
I went to the girls. I took the girls a little bonding evening, and we went to this pizza place that they really like. And I was like really hungry at this point, and it was one of those ones where they really pile on the cheese, and it's just there's no way to accurately guess how hot it is. And I put it in, and it clearly burned my mouth.
The cheese is the problem, or the sauce hiding under the cheese?
Do you know what's a good trick?
This one wasn't the sauce.
You know what's a good trick?
What?
Take a small bite.
No,
Start with a small
cut
bite.
it with a
Becky?
fork. I cut it with a
Small
fork
bite.
and took a little bite and blew on it.
You don't have to ram the whole pizza pie.
So my mouth is always like a little bit burned at any given time because of how hot I eat my food, which is a problem. But I have like a relationship with it, so I can kind of live like that. But I have had multiple incidences.
I like my food settled. Okay,
I have not learned my lesson.
Let's talk about some new shows. We haven't talked about some. I have been needing new shows. It's been a rough period. We did the Stranger Things marathon, which was exciting for me because I'd been off it for a few years.
I'm so curious.
I think we're gonna have to postpone our
reaction. Tell me about your show emotional ending.
I think we're gonna have to postpone a full Stranger Things breakdown for like
I'm
a
still
full
curious,
episode.
like which parts really hit you hard.
No,
and,
it's just the end.
It
was just the end.
Well, let's just do a quick though. Do you think that 2 questions for you? Do you think that there is another? As you know, they think that there's like
that's
everything.
The end of this show.
Right, the internet is like there's another secret episode.
That's
no,
just
okay.
I mean, if there is, I'll be really surprised. But that's just people being dumb and not know how TV shows are made. Like, I mean, meaning like how writers
it's also
write
a real,
and put together
I think, like,
a show.
Interesting indication of where our culture's at. We're like we can't let go, and we're like we need more from you.
I think it was an epic ending. It was bittersweet, and so it hurt my heart a little bit. It's sort of like the way I would. The one I would compare it to, the one that it reminded me the most of Stranger Things is the Avatar Airbender original series because you have these kids who grow up over the course of this big adventure and they save the world and the relationships between the kids really matter, and no matter how far they take the story, they don't take it, like they have to stop at a certain point. They can't just keep making the show forever. And I was just sad to see them go, and I was sad that one of the particular relationships was not completely resolved.
I mean, you can give spoilers.
Anyways, we'll go when we go through the episode. My point is that
which relationship isn't resolved?
Well, I just would have liked a more this is again weak on my part. I would have liked a more crystal clear happy ending for Mike and Eleven.
Mike and 11.
But even then, I thought that was really it was still really beautiful what they did.
Yeah,
I think it was it was artistic. It was positive. It was better than Chuck and Sarah at the end.
Of, you guys told me the ending of that, and I was like, I'm not finishing this show now
because
that's really terrible.
What my overall thing about Stranger Things is that nobody understands how the Upside Down works, but the characters are so good. That
they added
about
extra
the
Upside Down.
I mean,
in this season.
Allie missed whole sections of exposition. Like she'd go and do something and come back, and it's all about the characters. I miss them, but I'm also so happy because they didn't break it. They did a great job. But so I've needed new shows. So let me tell you about this incident. So later in that weekend, I walk into my living room, and there's this enjoyable. What's the genre of Parks and Rec type comedy? Docu-comedies?
Workplace.
Mockumentary
comedy. Right, that they do in scenes where they do for things at this point, it doesn't even make sense. And It's this one about cheerleading. I don't even recognize really any of the actors except Taran Killam, who I love.
You're a big fan. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Taran Killam, and it's about cheerleaders, and it's like hilarious. And I watched this episode. Now I thought my oldest daughter was watching the first episode, and I was like, oh, a lot happened in this first episode. And I said, I'm all in on this show. This is amazing. We got to watch this. And then I said, what episode are we on? And she was like, I'm already like caught up, like 6 or 8 episodes into the season.
What platform is it on?
It airs on NBC, but at Peacock is where we're rewatching it because there's no commercials.
What's it
on
called?
Peacock. It's called Stumble. And
cute.
But I was like low key mad, where I was like, I'm sorry, you've just been watching this show that is my new favorite show. 8 episodes into the season, and I never heard of it. What else is going on in this house?
Your kids love a rewatch, so I don't know what.
No, they do. We've started rewatching.
They're like mom level, like rewatch. You know?
Yeah, I'm just saying, who sneaks a good show that everyone in the house would like, particularly their dad, and just gets 8 episodes of the show without saying. Did
anybody else in the household get to watch the show? Or?
No, nobody else had any idea it was being watched.
Fascinating.
It's like that's just like a sneaky show.
Also,
under your nose.
For discovering a new show all on their own.
I didn't know there were new shows.
And I'm really proud of you.
True.
Yeah, you didn't know.
I'm like, how do you find a new show?
Well, that one was really
especially on like an NBC, right?
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't even know that exists. Are there commercials?
Not on Peacock.
Not like when you watch it on streaming.
Okay.
If you watch it on Hulu, there is.
All right, Stumble. All right,
so
we'll
Stumble.
I'll
It's
check
really
it out.
funny.
I'll download
It has
for
a
my
lot
next
of.
flight.
It has a lot of heart. It has the recipe, in my opinion, that a lot of the good versions of these shows has. The same way St. Denis Medical has a really good. All
right, what else?
Got renewed, by the way, St. Denis Medical.
Fun.
And then Lily. So I give an I told you show to my daughter, but it has an asterisk because she didn't tell me. She just sort of let me roll into it.
It's like so passive aggressive teenager move. I can't even take it. She's like, oh,
and it's making me so happy at a time where I have
finding a new show. What, like it's hard?
Such a teenager move.
Where I have a whole.
We're gonna have to. I don't understand this next one you have on here.
Free Bert.
You're giving Lily an I told you show for something I couldn't even make it 10 minutes in. I literally was like,
we watched 3 episodes straight with my whole family.
Literally,
although Lily,
I was like, okay, can I just say? So Lily recommends. So no. Here's the
Free
genesis.
Bert.
First of all, I recommended it to Shy.
genesis.
I did not recommend it to you.
That's what I was gonna say.
To be fair,
so here's what happened. Lily's recommending some show to Shy, and on our chat of the 3 of us, Lily's like Shy, making sure to qualify it as Shy, categorize it as Shy.
See earlier comment with the pizza. You know how to rile Becky up.
Have you started Free Bert yet? Oh, you got to watch Free Bert, and then you're sending back quotes, and I'm like, wow, that's a pretty bold move for the 2 of you to be having some show back and forth rec that's exclusively between the 2 of you.
But you hated the show.
No, but on the group chat. On the group chat.
I didn't know you weren't watching it.
Hold on, let
so
me
you
finish.
could join.
That's fine to have something you want to recommend to one person, but you sidebar it. Okay?
But wait.
But you 2 are doing it on the group chat. I'm going, wow, it's so
maybe you
like,
want to watch. I don't know.
They're so clear that this show is Lily recommending just to Shy, and they're watching it and sending quotes. I had a little bit of a moment last night. I was like, you know what? F you. I can start this show too if I want. I can take the recommendation.
But if you hate watched
Literally,
it,
I
then
think
you're...
at like the 8-minute mark, I turned to Lad and I was like, I can't. This is so
No, he's so funny. I don't believe that. That's because you were already annoyed.
We literally turned it off, and we were like, all right, we're just going to keep watching
I'm not saying you would watch
Shoresy.
it with Vlad, but he's so funny and he's so sweet.
I didn't even know. First of all, now I don't know who to trust because as far as I know, Becky could have been sneaky watching this show the whole time, just like my daughter watching Stumble.
No.
Oh, I think he's so sweet. And it's based on his real family. It's because Shy sent me.
But I was like, oh, but you want to know where you do get the I told you show, being like, oh, I told you show for Lily for only recommending it to Shy, not technically recommending it.
Hold on.
Because then I was sitting there being like, well, you know what, Becky? It wasn't recommended to you.
So hold on a second.
So you shouldn't have watched.
Bert Kreischer is not a comedian I follow. I just saw a clip of him recently, and I sent it to you.
You sent it to me.
It was fine, but nothing
it was fine. Okay,
in the first 10 minutes that made me want to see it.
But then my algorithm sees that I saw that and sends me his appearance on the Drew Barrymore show. And I was like, oh, I'll watch this. Guy seems funny. And I watched his interview with Drew Barrymore, and she's crying and he's crying. He's a crier.
She cries in all her interviews.
Yeah, but so is he. He's crying, and they're both
What are they
crying
about? What could those two possibly be crying about?
That she feels like he's such a good dad, and he loves his girls so much. And the show is based on his relationship with his daughters, and how his daughters get into this ultra elite Beverly Hills
the bar of our society that a dad just loving his own children is something we're crying over. The basic.
But I think his persona is this stand-up comedian on the road. He's not that kind of character. That's not what his stand-up is about. His comedy's really dirty. He's a partier, big drinker, always on the road for stand-up comedy. But then he has this really beautiful family, and his daughters are really funny. And so he based the show on his wife and his kids. But the premise is Odd Mom Out, but for a stand-up comedian. Because these kids get into this elitist private school in Beverly Hills. And it's just him being completely shamed by these rich people. And it's so funny.
But it's not like he's poor. He's got a huge house and a pool.
No, but he's not like Beverly Hills plastic surgeon rich. He's I've been on Kimmel 6 times. What do these fuckers have to say? And the daughter and him, the younger daughter and him is the best.
He's a lovely human, and it's a wonderful show. But
miss it out.
Was it
Free Bert on Netflix? 6
maybe
episodes.
I'll start at episode 3. Maybe I'll pull a Katie Jones, and I'll just go
maybe.
Katie watches odd number episodes only. She watches 1, 3, 5, 7.
So weird. I think that's. If you love a show, you're wasting really good content.
I'll just add that one thing though you have to start doing now is just warning me, because I will watch every show with my family, and it was funny, all 4 of us watching together, but I'm sure it was also awkward for my kids because the jokes with the daughters, some of them are very
the hand job and stuff.
Yeah. We were all
well,
but it was so
potty humor.
But it was so funny. It was.
Oh, you didn't know you watched with your family?
Yeah. We watched 3 episodes in a row. We loved it.
Oh, there's only 6.
Okay.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yeah.
Who's the odd mom out now?
All right, Becky. What are you cooking?
I believe. Hold on. Now I'm going on information provided to me by a teenager in the ski lodge at our local hill. I haven't actually cross-referenced this. But I took my kids skiing the other day, and I'm checking out at the cafeteria line, and there's this teenager behind me in line, and he's wearing a Sudbury Blueberry Bulldogs jersey over his ski coat. And with he's wearing Shoresy's jersey from Shoresy, and I point to him and I'm like, "Oh my God, Shoresy!" And we both get really excited because we love the show. And he says, gives me a date in February, whatever, 20-something, season 5 is coming out. And I was like, "Oh my God, I didn't know there was going to be a new season." So I got really excited. I went home and I started, and I kind of went back. I realized there's a bunch of episodes I haven't seen, so I've been catching up on Shoresy, presumably because season 5 is coming out. If someone wants to fact check that, feel free, because according to a teenager in the line at the ski hill, there's a new season of Shoresy coming out, and so I've been going back in.
There is a new season coming. All right, February 21st.
So I've been actually, and it's talk about such a great character. Shoresy, I think, will have to remain one of the all-time best characters because he has such an evolution over the course of the series. And someone with a potty mouth, serious potty mouth, says truly some of the most horrible insults imaginable, but is a man also of such integrity and love.
I mean, those insults, there must be some sort of collection that we can get.
And I don't even know how they come up with the stuff he says anymore.
It's pretty insane.
But really in these last couple of seasons, in 3 and 4, he's grappling with what is life what is life after hockey for him? And it's this huge sort of existential crisis of who is he? What is he meant to do? And it's a really cool you get really deep with the character. So I haven't quite finished season 4 yet, but I'm very excited for season 5, and I'm happy this show is still going. So that's what I've been doing, thanks to that teenage kid in the jersey at the ski hill. Yeah, I mean, it was a very exciting bonding moment because I don't think a lot of people around here would see that and know what it is. and he got really excited that I knew what it was. And then after like 2-3 minutes of us talking, I think he was like, whoa, why does this like old lady know about my favorite show?
But
and the other thing that Becky and I have been watching, Becky, are you going to tell Shy?
Oh, that I reheated with Vlad?
And I reheated with
Oh,
Jose.
what
Did you guys finish? Did you finish your reheat?
So last night I had to work late, as you both know.
Yeah.
And at
you guys
some
know
point,
how annoying that like the excess terminology is.
you're annoying.
You're
annoying.
Right. We're giving you you're very surface level. You are not down in the rabbit hole with us.
You have no idea.
But yeah,
and so I had to work late, but at around the like 10:30, I ended up working to like closer to 11. At 10:30, I just get a text being like, "I guess we're not watching the last episode." Fine.
Oh my god.
And I was like, "I'm so sorry."
Did you?
So we
or
have
no?
the last episode.
So
no, it was too late. I finished work
I want to report on a few things. The first is that,
but he's loving it.
By the end of the show, Vlad was like, "I don't understand. So you're telling me he's not Russian in real life?" Like, not even a little bit. Like, he doesn't have a Russian
he can
parent.
usually detect
He
her.
didn't grow up speaking Russian at home. He's like, the Russian isn't perfect.
crazy.
But he speaks basically more or less like how Vlad does. He's like, he gets certain things wrong in his, like the way he enunciates or like his cadence of speech, but he's like more than 50% of it is like spot on. And so by the end of the series, he's like, I don't know, man. He's like, I'm really into this character. He's like, I really believe it. Like, I fully believe this guy is Rozanov.
Russian,
is Russian. And I had to show him videos of Connor's
He's from
story
Texas.
doing interviews. And he kind of had that like brain scramble. He's like, please stop showing
I don't
me
want to
the
see
real
them.
person.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that because this character feels so real. And
there's
I really
a whole
believe it.
corner of the internet of women filming their husbands watching episode 5, which is like the big, like epic episode, and their reactions and stuff.
Yes.
And I
would
secretly
say,
filmed. Did you
was
secretly
your-
film your husband?
I did secretly film my husband.
I secretly filmed my husband,
But I
and
can't share it because I haven't
Me
told him
too.
I secretly filmed it.
Oh no,
But I'll
he
send
guessed
to you.
it, and at the end, I wish I could. I'm just gonna share the part of the video where at the end he's like, "Are you filming?" But he's very subdued, his reaction.
No,
but for him, it's a big reaction.
Yeah,
he's like,
same
"Whoa."
with Vlad. He sort of like burst out into like excited laughter at certain key emotional moments in episode 5. But I will say, it like very classically, which I think happens to people watching this show, as we see, is that you start off with that first 1 or 2 episodes being like, oh, this show is like just about the sex, and then you watch episode 3. And then by the end of episode 3, he was like, come on, we need to get back to the story. He's like, we need to like find out what's going to happen to them.
Yeah.
And then by the time you're in
and
episode 4, you're
I
like
have to say,
you're very into like the arc of what's
a
going to
lot
happen.
of debate about like professional sports and athletes, because you know my husband's
But it was super fun
an
to
athlete,
read.
and it was. You know, and I was like, how many out players are there in this sport? And I was like, and how many martial artists are out? And, you know, and how many do you know? And you've been in this, you know, been doing this for 43 years or whatever. And it's brought on a lot of conversation.
No, I mean, that's something I feel like sports is way behind on the universe on.
Way behind.
Way behind on the universe on.
Yeah.
Because if it was acceptable, like wrestling is ahead. Okay?
Yeah.
Right.
Like
right,
there
right,
are out wrestlers,
right.
there are trans wrestlers.
Right.
You know, it shifted at some point in wrestling. But professional sports, it's like still the 1950s in a lot of ways.
It's crazy.
It's really true. And I don't know. I mean, maybe this is a watershed moment for professional sports. Maybe it'll just be a small waves of change. But
and Jose was released in Spain yesterday. And so he literally went around in the gym being like, I will buy you a burger. I'll buy you
children?
No, to his staff and like some students of his that compete professionally here and like.
Okay, but like when you say students, it sounds like he's walking around to like
adult.
8-year-olds being like,
20,
watch this
5.
heavy
and sexy show. No. And he was like, I want you to see it because I want to broaden your mind of like what we accept in sports and stuff.
But your gym is very accepting.
Our gym is very accepting.
But I'd say like one
society isn't.
One of I think Vlad's reactions, which I didn't think about when I watched it, but it was really interesting to see like a man react to, was his reaction going, this is a really different portrayal of gay men or bisexual, whatever, queer men. He's like, I'm so used to when it's like a gay or queer character, them being portrayed as being like much more effeminate than.
Well, that's
and
also
these men. He's like, these guys are like, he's like, they're so masculine, like they're like, and he's
which is
that was like a
important
little bit of and it's really interesting to see. Because I didn't even think about that when I watched it, and I was like, "Oh yeah, you're right."
As we know in our show, or in our like our view towards movies is like the more you show of different types of people from the background, the better it is. The wider the storytelling is, it's awesome.
And it's just cool to see what sort of resonates with people or what like they hone in on, and I thought that was really that was like a really good observation on his part, and.
That's great. Mm-hmm. That's great. All right. Before we get out, I just want to give 2 shout-outs to movies that we covered at South by Southwest that are having big moments. One is Infinite Husk, directed by Aaron Silverstein, starring Peace Ike-Duba, who she has just an unbelievable performance in this movie. It's like a really cool, slow burn sci-fi essentially about an alien in a human's body and their relationship with humanity. That is having its theatrical premiere on February 6th, so people should keep an eye on that, especially if you like, Blade Runner-y type stuff. And then One More Shot, which is an Australian movie directed by Nicholas Clifford with an amazing cast, Ashley Zuckerman, Emily Browning, Aisha Dee, among others. It's a really fun time travel comedy, kind of like Groundhog Day. That's really on VOD. That's on Amazon right now. That is a really fun watch. So those are 2 extra bonus recs following up on our South by Southwest fun from this year. And hope everyone has a wonderful week. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Friday Night Movie, the sibling rivalry and pop culture podcast. Join the Friday Night Movie family by following @FryNightMovie on all of the socials and visiting our website, FryNightMovie.com. Our theme song is by What Does It Eat? And make sure to leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks for listening.